Yo guys, we're back with another episode of Flawless Finance going live with the CEO episode 18. And in these streams we talk about a wide range of topics, everything from sports, whether that be in basketball, boxing, football, or politics, or business, or economics, finance. Talk about a wide range of topics. So let's get straight into it. Now we're looking at a article showing which NBA teams could struggle on offense. We think the Golden State Warriors could struggle on offense, come next season, which sounds crazy to say, but the Golden State Warriors, of course, they've still got Steph Curry as their lifeblood for the offense, and they placed in the 79th percentile of efficiency last season with him on the court. But when he wasn't on the court, they were only the 50th percentile. And now that you've got no Klay Thompson and no Chris Paul, it's gonna be an interesting situation to be in. Of course, you've still got young talents like Brandon Podziemski and Jonathan Kuminga, and of course you have added the likes of Buddy Hield, he's a really good 3-point shooter. But obviously, you've still got Draymond Green. If he can stay on the court and not choke anyone out, and if he can once in a while knock down a three, which is rare, but if he can keep doing that, then they've got something to offer there. But it's not about respectability. Golden State keeping pace with the standard bearers in the Western Conference will be their issue, and this requires at bottom remaining inside the top 10 points scored per possession, and that's not guaranteed. This core still needs a viable number 2 option for all the universes in which Kuminga becomes that player. There are an equal number of scenarios in which it turns out that a team built around a 30 needs a new best player rather than just a second in command. Now, Golden State seem to understand at least part of this. Neither Paul George nor Lauri Markkanen would have usurped Steph, but the Warriors' interest in both is nothing if not proof that they recognise that the top of the roster wants a reliably elite offensive peak. Now, it's going to be interesting what we see Golden State do next season, because, like I said, they've got Podziemski, got Kuminga, they've got Hield, Kyle Anderson, Draymond will be there doing what Draymond does, but outside of that, really, you've got Steph, Buddy Hield. Those are Buddy Hield's not elite. Steph Curry's the only really elite player on that squad. Podziemski's a player I really, really like. I think he's got a high ceiling, but he's no superstar. He's never going to be a superstar. But a player that I really do enjoy and think he's got a lot to offer a team, and we saw in his rookie season, he's a guard playing alongside Steph and CP3 and Klay, and he still was very respectable when he was on the court. So Podziemski's going to have something to offer this team next season, but like I said, he's no superstar. Kuminga could maybe get to that level, but he's not at that level yet, and there's no guarantee he actually reaches that level. And Buddy Hield will be a nice, catch and shoot 3, one of the best, better 3-point shooters in the league. So that's always useful. You can never get enough 3-point shooting, but it's something for the Warriors to consider, because in this offseason they were interested. They were looking at some of the superstars, but superstars that are available, but it didn't work out. So it'd be interesting to see. I'd be super curious to know what you think. Do you think the Golden State Warriors will struggle on offense next season? Let me know in the comments below. And next we've got the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, I think these guys could really struggle on offense. Of course, they've got James Harden and they've got Kawhi Leonard. Of course, that's you've got 2 superstars there, and you've got big man Ivica Zubac as well, who for a big man he does what needs to be done. But relying on James Harden and Kawhi Leonard at this point in their careers to take you to a deep playoff run and to take you to winning a championship. They're not going to win a championship, but of course the Clippers every season that's what they're aiming for. They're not going to get that this season. I guarantee they're not going to get it with Kawhi and James Harden as their two men. We know James Harden's playoff history. I don't need to go into that. He'll he'll choke, and then Kawhi can't stay on the court. It's as simple as Harden can't play good in the playoffs, and Kawhi can't stay on the floor. So, essentially, there's going to be times when you're going to have someone like Zubac, Terrence Mann, Norman Powell. These guys are going to be your second options at times. And with these guys as your second options, you're not accomplishing anything in terms of winning anything meaningful. That's not happening. The Clippers couldn't even do it when they had Paul George, when they had the four-man of Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Russ. They couldn't even do it then. So when they had three superstars and a past his prime superstar, they couldn't do it. Now they're down to two superstars. They're definitely not going to be able to do it. So very, very interesting, but we'll see what the Clippers have got to offer next season. To be fair, they have recently signed Kevin Porter Jr. and I believe they did sign Bones Highland as well, which they're nice fits for them. To be fair, to be fair, I think these are guys that will add to the team for sure. But at the end of the day, you're going to be looking for guys like Harden and Kawhi to be carrying the team come deep in the playoffs, and they're not going to be able to. They've just got a playoff curse. It's unfortunate, but when you've got Harden, who's going to be taking a lot of threes, and it won't be scoring them at a super efficient rate. I'm talking deep in the playoffs. Like, nobody is questioning Harden's regular season ability. Even now, obviously he's not going to give you 30 a game. He's not going to average 30 points per game per season for a season now anymore. No, he's not doing that. He's lost some of the physicality, lost some of the speed, but Harden still in the regular season is still a more than capable operator. Kawhi, if we can see Kawhi play, a lot of games, it'll be great. Probably won't. But yeah, come the playoffs, Harden will take more shots, miss more shots, and the Clippers won't be in a good position. So I'd be super interested to know what you guys think of the Clippers in terms of how their offense is going to look come next season. Do you think they're going to be okay? Or do you think the Clippers are going to struggle? Be super curious to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Okay, what else have we got here? What else have we got here? Yeah, let's go to some boxing. Yeah. Of course, we had the huge knockout. Let's start again. Of course, we had the huge knockout loss for Anthony Joshua. Daniel Dubois knocks Anthony Joshua out in the 5th round. I mean, a crazy fight, but one that I was actually quite surprised with the result. To be honest, I think myself and a lot of people had AJ winning this fight going into it, but Dubois banged him out. Dubois can bang. Dubois' a big puncher, and he landed the right shots at the right times and put AJ flat on his face, and that was it. AJ didn't. I mean, AJ's an interesting type of boxer because in his previous fights he was sort of showing that he had the minerals to try and create something and set something up, but that all went out of the window against Dubois. And AJ once again, like he did when he lost to Ruiz, even though the Ruiz loss was a bit weird in terms of the nature of it, but we saw in the Usyk fights, and then we've seen again in this Dubois fight. AJ, he's really shown his level, and AJ, he can change trainers, he can change styles slightly, but it comes down to it at the end of the day, AJ's not. So it's hard to say because AJ, he's accomplished a lot in his career, and I look back at it on paper, and I'm like, yeah, this guy's had a good career, but It's hard. You know, you watch some of these AJ fights, and some of them can be really boring, and then he'll get outclassed by like an Usyk, and then he'll lose to a Dubois. He'll get knocked out by Ruiz, and we're watching it, and we're like, he's nothing special, is he? You know, like I see him in these losses, and I see the way he gets handled by these boxers that are elite. And to be fair, Dubois isn't even an elite boxer. If I'm being honest, Dubois is a big puncher. He know the difference between AJ and Dubois is Dubois knows his strengths. Dubois knows he's a big guy who's going to come and knock guys out. Now, AJ's sort of caught in a no man's land where he's a big guy and he can knock guys out, but AJ can't really take a shot like that. And he's not good enough defensively to avoid taking shots like that. You know, fundamentally, he's a decent boxer. I mean, I say that. Against Dubois, he had next to no fundamentals against Dubois. You know, chin high up in the sky, hands by his side, just taking huge shots. And you deserve to get it. If you're at this level, at a world championship heavyweight boxing level, and you're boxing like that, you deserve to get knocked out. 10 times out of 10, you deserve to get knocked out. Right? So, really interesting fight. You know, both of them went at it, which is, you know, what I love to see, because both of these guys are big punchers, they're big guys, and I want to see someone get knocked out, you know, and that's what we saw. Both of them came to fight. You know, I'll give respect to AJ because he didn't try and run, didn't try and hide, he came out to fight. He paid the price because he's not got the chin for it, and he's not a big enough puncher to sleep Dubois like that. You know, a prime Deontay Wilder would have been a problem for a guy like Dubois, because Dubois defensively isn't good enough. You know. But really an interesting fight. But more so, I'm interested to see what's next for both of these guys. AJ's ruled out of retirement, which I think is a bit silly. It's a bit silly for him to rule out of retirement because he's not going to be... I think in boxing, I sit and say he's not going to be a world champion again, but you've got so many of these bullshit belts where you've got like a Dubois with like an IBF title or something. So Daniel Dubois is a world champion. He's not, do you know what I mean? But he's got a belt, so he's a world champion. Usyk is the world champion, is the heavyweight world champ. But Daniel Dubois has one of the belts, so that's what it's like. So I can't sit here and be like, AJ's not going to be world champion again, because the politics that govern these boxing governing bodies, someone will get stripped and then AJ will fight a bum for a world title and, oh, AJ's a world champion again. But he will never be like a undisputed or a unified heavyweight champion again. He'll never do anything meaningful in terms of winning a championship or dominating the division again, because he's lost twice to Usyk. He can't fight Usyk again because Usyk will just cook him again. He's been knocked out badly by Dubois. The Deontay Wilder fight, I don't think anyone wants to see that Deontay Wilder fight anymore. So, well, I don't know if that fight happens. If it happens, will have to happen in somewhere like Saudi, where, because both of these guys probably still think they're superstars and will want a lot of money, but I don't know. And then Dubois, I imagine Dubois will go on to fight either Usyk or Fury, because I think they've got a rematch, Usyk and Fury, so whoever wins that will fight Dubois next. But super interested to know what you guys think will happen. What's next for AJ and what's next for Dubois? Let me know in the comments below. Yeah, okay. What else have we got here? What else have we got here? Yeah. Yeah, well, let's see what else we got here. Okay, guys, well, there's not a great deal left for me to cover, so that's gonna be it from me. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.